I think there was an underestimation of just what impact Warrawong had had.
For me, it was this belief that the government was essentially dropping it.
South Australians have bid farewell to one of our most loved native wildlife parks. Warrawong Sanctuary has just closed its gates for the last time after entertaining visitors for almost 3 decades.
Hello, I'm David. I'm Narelle. This is Bear. And we've sold everything we own to travel across the country and save a piece of Australia's conservation history.
Yeah, there was times where I have to admit I thought, wow, have we bitten off more than we can chew. It's a big project, but I just fell in love with this place. I'm prepared to do the hard yards.
I'd say in reality a year. We'd like to open sooner, but I think at least a year. It's a mammoth task, it's going to take some time.
It's really easy around here to just get caught up in the environment and just to like sit back and enjoy it. As nice as it would have been to continue that, we had work to do. Our opening date was completely arbitrary. We were just like working and realised we could be here for another 5 years. So we just picked 1st of September. It was a Saturday, it's the first day of spring, and you think, you know what, that's a good enough coincidence, that's when we're opening. I think it's interesting whenever you set a goal, it's a relief to actually have identified the goal and then all of a sudden you realise that you need to live up to the obligation of achieving the goal. So picking September the 1st was great because we knew that we had something to work towards, and then all of a sudden you think, okay, now we've got to make it happen. Yeah, I really had to work like dogs over the winter, which I like because I'm a cold climate person, and I don't like working in the summer because it's just too hot. You get dehydrated, and you can see the same in the animals, like we're all falling out of trees. Narelle, there is what appears to be a severely dehydrated koala on the ground face down. Can somebody please get up here with some water quickly?
We'll head up there now.
Hello. Oh, yeah, it's here. It's all right. Where'd you all come from? Hi. Are you feeling better? Are you going to try and go up a tree?
Well, not this way. I'm not going to get very far.
There you go. Oh, that's nice.
At the end of the day, like saving Warrawong is an incredible feel-good project, but it's also about paying bills. Like you can't save a sanctuary unless you can buy the land, unless you can open a business, unless that business is sustainable. So, you know, in that regard, Narelle and I kind of think outside the square a little bit. So things like the Junior Keeper is just a fantastic program.
There we go. Now they sit down when they eat. They're so funny.
Is that the cat man?
Yeah, that is. I'm glad you guys know him. So we're about to feed some Joey squirrel gliders. And if you guys have never heard them before, you're in for a shock. They make the weirdest noise, like you will not expect it.
Hello.
I know it is.
Yeah. That's adorable.
Is he on me right now?
Yeah, he is.
The Warrawong Kids Club, brilliant. Warrawong to You, like they're all really good ways of getting people engaged with Australian native animals.
G'day, I'm Luke from Warrawong Wildlife Sanctuary in the Adelaide Hills, and this little guy is Byron, our swamp wallaby Joey. Now we know that a lot of people would love to come and meet him here. There's only one problem, we're not open yet. So Byron had an idea. Why don't we bring the wildlife to you? Warrawong to you is our mobile sanctuary. It's wildlife on wheels. School visits, birthday parties, shopping centres, open days, even personal events. Whatever your special event, let us bring our Aussie animals to you. Learn about this guy and his friends close up, just like this. We have incredible insects, enormous reptiles, cute and furry marsupials, and magnificent birds, and they can't wait to meet you.
Takes a good photo.
We have animals in our care that have either been rescued, rehabilitated, but cannot be released into the wild, or they are captive bred so they know no other life. We take those to schools, scout groups, aged care facilities, which is actually really interesting because a lot of the people now who are sort of like 70, 80, 90 and living in care, when they were young, a lot of the area around here was bush. So when you sort of say, oh, this is a Murray-Darling carpet python, they go, oh no, I used to have one in the hay shed. You know, so it's really nice to be able to get out and sort of bring back some of those memories for them. The Harry Potter party was probably more from the fact that we have a lot of young female staff who are really into Harry Potter. Like, I love it, my daughter Britt loves it. I don't think Narelle's actually been awake through an entire movie yet. But, you know, when we have animals that include an owl or a snake or Harry Potteroo, you've got to have a Harry Potter party. It wouldn't be a Harry Potter party without Wingardium Leviosa.
Swish and flick. Wait for it. Ready, set, go! Wingardium Leviosa. Hey! Round of applause. Very well done.
Oh, look, we were very lucky to work with the Adelaide Auguries as the Quidditch club, so we had the kids outside playing Kidditch. We've had the sorting hat as well to get people into their houses. As I mentioned, the spells, like they even made their own ice cream. I don't even know how they did that one. So lots and lots and lots of activities. For us, everything comes back down to edutainment. Like, the reason that we exist primarily is for kids, you know, like getting them to love Australian native animals. So, you know, being able to take your barn owl and say, hey, this is Hedwig, and the kids, because this is now like going through the parents into the next generation with Harry Potter. So being able to then link things back to Australian animals, just a great opportunity. We sold out. You know, like we originally thought, oh, look, we'll do this for 40 people, and I think we ended up doing it for 52 because the bookings just kept coming through. Everybody seemed to have a great day, including us.
Very good.
Oh, he's just standing. You see his head standing a bit weirdly on my hand, but.
Thank you so much for coming down so early, everyone. We know more than anyone how early it is, so thank you.
Thank you. I am. Good morning, Koshi. We've been to Ararat, Ballarat, Crafers for day 3, and a very special reason we wanted to come here. We've obviously had a lot of different people invite us to great places around Australia. We can't go to them all, but the reason this one stood out is because the Warrawong Wildlife Sanctuary, which is an institution in South Australia, unfortunately has been closed for around 5 years. It reopens this weekend. So this is a massive weekend, isn't it, guys? Oh, yeah. Very cool. Hi. Good morning. You're on TV. This is your moment for a close-up. Oh, beautiful. Why would you hide such a beautiful face? How cute. The other thing which is quite exciting, guys, is it's not very often that you see a platypus mascot. Can we bring Pugsley through? I think platypus have often been overlooked in the mascot game, and this is Pugsley, the platypus, and show us your trademark dance move, Pugsley. Watch out, watch out. There's an animal just here. Be careful, Pugsley. Pugsley's got to be careful. You've got to know where the animals are. Guys, this is really exciting. It's going to be a wonderful weekend. Huge crowds expected. Warrawong is reopening on Saturday. Thank you so much for coming down. We'll have more of you through this morning.
Pugsy came about because really David and I and the kids just wanted to have a bit of fun and just get people engaged on Facebook. So we hunted around for a platypus suit, which we didn't think we'd find, but blow me down, we came across one.
and thought what better name than call him Pugsley the platypus. You know, Pugsley's been fantastic as a little ambassador, I guess, for Warrawong, but, you know, let's face it, the real ambassador and the real character here is definitely Bear the super dog, we call him.
Oh, look, who wouldn't love this face? Check him out. So this is Bear. So Bear is a blue heeler cross Shih Tzu.
Come on. Yeah, you can't keep Bear out of a shot for very long. Bit of a rescue dog, so he's very clingy, just absolutely adores Narelle. Like, the poor woman can't even go to the toilet and have any privacy. And I come a distant second, so Narelle must have gone out or something, because otherwise he wouldn't be here with me.
He's a very important part of everything. Yeah, and he loves me to bits. Don't you? Yeah, people love him. I let him out to visit people because they all know him on Facebook. And he hangs out with Byron, so everyone knows Bear and Byron, the swamp wallaby. I think it's been good for him hanging out with Byron because Byron gives him what for. Byron is the weirdest wallaby you should ever come across. In the evening, Byron comes home most afternoon evenings, so we are now sleeping in the staff room, and it's all glass windows all the way around, and you'll see Byron coming down the hill. It's like, here he comes, here's Byron, and I put out his grain and his carrots and his apple, and as soon as he comes in, he'll go to Bear's bowl, which has got the kangaroo meat in it, and Bear will steal his carrot and go and sit up on the couch and eat the carrot. He's just a character. He jumps on our bed, urinates on our bed. It's not all fun and games. You know, when you're tired, it's like, right, Byron, you've got to go. So you kind of usher him outside, and he'll just look through the window. So, I'm home. He's cool. He's really sweet.
We're doing some really good work with My Law Primary School. We've had them visiting the sanctuary on a regular basis. And it's really strange, you know, like we've got the red-necked wallabies, the potoroos, the bandicoots, the koalas. As soon as they set foot on the property, they go, oh, Bear, 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 and they all squat down and give him a little pat.
Oh, I finally get to pat him, but I can only pat Ruby's hands. Oh, he loves it.
I've been to Warrawong twice. Haven't you seen Bear on the second time? Oh, the second time I'm pretty sure Bear was like jumping around up there. Bear's just like, oh, I'm in paradise.
It's like, okay, that's good, but we're here to learn about natives. This is the conference centre, so can you imagine like having your meetings and stuff and then just looking out here, and like I say, you know, redneck wallaby over here, chances are you might have a koala up here, a kookaburra maybe. Hopefully people do some work. Does anyone recognise that?
Yes.
Spiky things.
I don't know the name.
That's its official Latin name?
No.
Spikius thingius?
Yeah. Spikius thingius.
Spikius thingius. Stinging nettle. It would be a great help if you could make some kind of impact on this, because all of these weeds will set seeds. Like you can see here, this is the flower of the forget-me-not.
Yeah, that's pretty.
So this will then set 100 seeds, and next year I'll have 100 more weeds. So you kill this one, you save me next year as well.
We can work on this big patch here, can't we? Yeah.
Are you happy with your work?
Yes.
Did a good job?
We didn't do as much as we would like to, but we did do a lot.
It's all process. Don't worry about the end result, just worry about the effort. The end result takes care of itself. You guys have to go. I really appreciate your help. See you again soon.
Yes, we will come back. Bye, Bear.
Okay.
Bye, Bear. Where are you?
pretty well organised, but I have to admit that running a cafe is a lot different than running a wildlife park or a zoo, as we do in WA. The dishwasher's been leaking, so we had to call them back out to come fix the dishwasher. Our new fish tank is leaking also, so they're on their way out. And I still don't know how to use the till yet. I honestly don't even know how to ring up a sale, and we're having 400 people here tomorrow. To be honest, we're not even close to being ready to open, but at some point you just have to make a decision. You've got to pick a day, you've got to set yourself a goal, and you've just got to go for it. And so that's what we've done. I don't think it'll ever be finished, because that's just the kind of people David and I are. We like to just, you know, keep growing and building and improving. So I think it's going to be something that takes years and years before we're satisfied.
And I think Saturday is the culmination of a lot of hard work, you know, a lot of aspiration, and a lot of legacy. And really, we want to restore it to its prime, and then just add our personalities on top.
I'm so excited. I remember camping here when I was little, and just coming back up and seeing it come back to life is just brilliant. Yeah, it's one of those things that I think everybody was just really disappointed by, you know, the loss of Warrawong, and as a result, everyone's really, really excited for this weekend. So yeah, you've seen him before. He does not trust Bear. Hey?
So Bear's going to live in here with me. So we've got a little bed down here, and we bought him a little doggy sort of, you know, kiddie door, so he can't sort of come through to the kitchen area. I think you'll like it in there. Smile. It's okay. I know. There's no more drilling and all that horrible noise going on anymore. No, just lots of noisy people. Yeah, that's what it'll be. It's okay. You'll be fine.
What's the dog's name?
Bear.
Bear. Bear. Bear. Bear, over here!
Bears are all to eat the Rufus.
Squeaky toy.
Don't lick the metal. Alright. Lick the metal. Where are you? Are you sitting up like a big one? Like a sister? Yeah, it's going to be a huge day. 400 people is a lot of people to accommodate on your very first day, so fingers crossed. How's it going?
G'day.
Got your badge on?
It's a wonderful day, yeah.
And the weather's perfect.
We have a very special guest with us today, Dr. John Wamsley.
Dr. Wamsley, I believe we can all be part of the solution, but I'm wondering what your priorities would be for people like us who have kind of self-selected, we've come out for the opening. We don't all have access to such beautiful sites, but you know, what can everybody do?
Well, you've done it by coming here today, most of it. I mean, support Warrawong. I mean, Warrawong wasn't closed down because it was a failure. Warrawong wasn't closed down for any other reason than it was an embarrassment to the Australian federal government. So What you've got to do is make sure that doesn't happen again.
John was our mystery VIP guest, and really when people got down to Blackwater Lake and met him, you could see all of these memories coming back about how they used to come here. John used to take the dusk tours, and when we wandered off up the hill to sort of continue with the tour that I was doing, people were streaming past him, shaking his hand, patting him on the back. And I hope that made him realise, just how significant his contribution's been.
I've had a wonderful life.
Yeah, it's a life well lived. Yeah. Excellent, thank you.
It's so nice for us to have him and Prue here as the elder statespeople, and to reconnect them with the public, and I think the public were really appreciative.
I felt great being able to include John and Prue, because at the end of the day, without them we wouldn't be here. So I'm very grateful. But yeah, it was a fantastic day and everybody seemed to have a good time.
The night after we opened, just being able to sit on the couch with Narelle and have a beer, very, very rewarding.
Cheers. So we were basking in the glory of having just reopened Warrawong, and then we made the most awful discovery, the worst possible scenario you could possibly imagine. Oh no, David, that's not what I think it is it? You don't think that could be a fox, do you?
How is that possible?
I think that used to be a potteroo.
We found a hole in the fence, and got to appreciate that the fence, or the youngest part of the fence, I think is 38 years old. So it needs replacing, but it's a big job.
One of our volleys, Christopher's got a couple of camera traps, Anne's got a camera trap, so we're placing them around to see what's about. The last thing we want to see is a fox, but we also need confirmation. Your heart sinks, you know what it is. The only thing that's going to do that is a fox. We need to take some drastic action, and we need to do it now.
We knew that it was just the perfect time to start restocking the sanctuary.
After all this time, more than 18 months, we have finally managed to get the deal for the lake over the line.
You could come down here nearly any time and see a platypus.
It's starting to be a bit of a worry with the water level in Blackwater Lake. It's been a long, hot summer, so we've got to get the water circulating. I guess it's now time to flick the switch and see what happens.
David! David, John, hurry up! It's flowing!
This will be full of platypus again, and some of them will be up here. Yeah, there's no doubt about that.
Life really has been brought back to the sanctuary, and I can't wait to share it with everybody.
Warrawong's for the people of Australia, and if everybody really wants it to go again, it'll go again.
I never want to leave.